What do your friends tell you, the ones that are leaving?
We try not to talk about it because we get really emotional.
So you're mostly not talking about it?
We always try to think of the positive side.
Yeah. The time that you still have together?
Yes.
Is that what you focus on?
Yes, we try to make the best of it.
Now, Katie, Tyson says that they are right-sizing, that's why they're closing this plant. And I have to tell you, some of the workers that I talked to are still praying for a miracle that saves their job this season.
3,200 jobs lost in a town with a population of 11,000. That is certainly significant. Trump-friendly town in Nebraska is feeling the weight of the president's economic policies. Joining us, MS Now national reporter Rosa Flores, who's in Lexington, Nebraska. What exactly is going on there?
You know, Katie, have you ever been in a place where you can just feel the pain and the anxiety? That's what it feels like being here in Lexington, Nebraska. This is a town of under 11,000 people, and 3,200 will lose their jobs on January 20th when the Tyson plant in town closes. People have described to me what's happening here by using the words catastrophe, crisis, the feeling of being collateral damage, hurt, anxiety, agony. I mean, just such powerful words because of what's happening here. The street that you see behind me is a vibrant business district.
Guys, they voted for this, so don't feel sorry for them. This is happening all across America and in many different businesses. This factory is a meat packing factory in rural Nebraska and is also the biggest employer in town. A lot of people will lose their jobs. The irony is they voted for this because, as you know, Nebraska is a super red state. They voted for Trump and now they are paying the price.
Well, the news of a major Tyson Foods plant shutting down tore the heart from one Nebraska community, but the impact stretched statewide. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob McCartney.
I'm Julie Cornell. We were in Lexington last week talking with people impacted, but it also comes as a shakeup to agriculture and meat packing across the state.
KTV News Watch 7 Capitol Bureau Chief John Grinvold has this report.
They feel like their life is over.
Last week, Lexington was a community left drifting.
Some of our concerns are
grasping for solutions as Tyson announced a major plant closure.
Half of our kids have parents that work at the plant, so it's a huge deal.
But the fallout will reach far beyond Lexington and hit the beef industry especially hard, according to Nebraska ag leaders.
It's just not the closing of a plant, it's closing of that whole economy that goes around that.
The closure set for January won't just affect the 3,200 workers inside the plant. Truckers and producers weave their way onto the compound with their roughly 4,000 heads of cattle a day.
Those cattle have to go somewhere. It's really in the center of the cattle feeding industry up here.
But then there will be fewer packers, fueling more economic uncertainty down the line.
Now, let me give you a full context. Lexington is a small town in rural Nebraska with less than 11,000 people. Their Tyson beef plant will be closed in January. The consequences for the people in the town will be horrible because it's not just the closing of a plant. That closure alone will shut down the economy of the entire town. From the factory alone, more than 3,000 workers will lose their jobs. That's a lot. Consider that the city only has 11,000 people. But guess what? That's not the end of it. There are also truckers, farm workers, different types of suppliers, vendors, and contractors who will be without a job. They are very worried, angry, and desperate. And rightfully so. Well, it seems like Trump is making America poor again. Mapa.
So Trump supporters, if you're not worried now about the economy, now is the time to be worried. Nebraska, Tyson Foods. They're the largest meat producer in the country. They're closing their Nebraska beef processing plant because of Trump economics. Cattle costs have risen $2 billion because of Trump's tariffs, and it has resulted in a net loss of $425 million in 2025 to date for Tyson Foods. So they're closing their meat packing plant, and 3,200 employees in this small town with only 11,000 residents are losing their jobs. 3,200 employees, and I can guarantee a vast majority voted for this. And it doesn't end there. Tyson is taking their 3-shift slaughter operation in Texas down to 1 shift. So a lot more people at their Texas facility are going to be let go. When you talk about big industries now being affected, not the small guy, but those at the top of the food chain being impacted and closing down, we are in a world of economic hurt. And this is just the beginning, because this Trump administration is not focused on fixing the problem. They keep creating more. And I got to tell you, just this Tyson food location in Nevada, there are so many suppliers, so many vendors, contractors every single day that did work for this Tyson facility, whether inside the building or outside the building. These are big contracts that these local businesses are now going to lose. So they're going to be affected as well. Expect more layoffs and bankruptcies downstream of Tyson Foods.
Let's make a few things very clear, okay? Allow me to explain the demographics of Lexington. More specifically, Dawson County, where the city is located. That county is 73% white, or 3 out of 4 people are white. So as you can tell, this is a deeply white and Republican county. They massively voted for Trump. I am pretty sure they were cheering when Trump put tariffs on other countries. He told them that tariffs would bring jobs back to America. But of course, that was a lie. Because, let me tell you the sad reality. People are losing their jobs because of tariffs. Oh, and by the way, tariffs are also making everything a lot more expensive. Oh, and don't forget that farmers everywhere are going bankrupt and losing their farms. So much so that Trump just promised to bail them out. And they loved it, which is very funny because they seem to forget that they are losing their farms and are going bankrupt because of Trump's stupid economic policies.
I've talked to some of the owners. Some of them are immigrants. As you drive up the street, the names of the businesses tell you about the diversity in this town. People from Mexico, from Guatemala, from Somalia, some of them former refugees who worked really hard at the Tyson plant, saved their money and became business owners in this community. There's another business here to my left down the street. That woman says that people have gone into her store sobbing. Her sales immediately dropped 10 to 20% right after the announcement. Up the street here is a public library. There are companies from all over trying to recruit workers. Here to my left down the street this way, there's a pastor who's trying to figure out how to speak about joy on Sunday services. The impact of this is everywhere.
Now, here is something that I know for sure. These same people that are losing their farms and their jobs will gladly vote for Trump again. That's how stupid they are. They still haven't learned. Donald Trump has no intention of making America great again. At least not for you and me, the working class. But for his billionaire friends, yes. Things are doing great for them thanks to Trump. That man has been working very hard to make sure that they are well taken care of. But he doesn't give a damn about you or me. He has no intention of making groceries cheaper for us. He doesn't give a damn if you can't pay for your healthcare premiums. All he wanted was getting enough votes to get into power. Now that he has power, he does not give a damn about us.